Hey everybody, Samwise here, and welcome to another Herb of the Month video. Today we're going to make some Vitex Oxymel. Vitex is our Herb of the Month, and it is all about cycle regulation, hormone regulation, that fierce auntie dragon energy that can protect us and pull our hormones into a balance that works for us. So I invite you to check out some of the other videos and podcast episode from this month about Vitex for more about how it works and how it's helpful. And today we're going to talk a little bit about how to make a Vitex Oxymel. So I have my jar. Looks like this. I have my Vitex. It looks like this. Big thank you to dear friend Rose Rothfeder who sent me this Vitex, and it smells, well, it kind of looks like these berries, right? Kind of smells like the desert. They're very aromatic. They're kind of hard. They're kind of like purplish gray brown, and they have like a very distinct like floral pungent smell, which is really interesting. So I'm gonna put some Vitex berries in this jar, and then I'm gonna cover it with apple cider vinegar and honey. And then I'm gonna do that in the ratio of 1 part dried herb to 5 parts liquid, since it's a dry herb, right? Because dry herbs need more liquid because they suck it in more than the fresh herbs. So I'm gonna eyeball it. This is called folk method. So in general, I'm just kind of gonna look at how big the jar is and put in what I think is more or less 1/5 of the jar. That looks about right to me. I don't need a ton of this medicine. I don't use it all that often, but I do want to have some on hand in case it's needed. And we'll wind up with this much medicine. So that's definitely enough for me for right now. So then I'll put in some apple cider vinegar. I like Bragg's because it's organic and that's what we have out here. Maybe one day I'll make my own. And I'm going to fill it up to about like the top of this marker right here, because I'm going to put the rest in with honey to make it an Oxymel, to make it tasty. So I'm going to put this apple cider vinegar in. Yeah, that's pretty good, like that. And then I like to put the honey in at the same time as apple cider vinegar. Not everybody does that, but I kind of like how it turns out a little bit better. It is going to be thick. Yes, be very sweet. Okay, that's good. So because this is an Oxymel and it is apple cider vinegar based, I'm going to put some plastic. These are plastic from like herb orders made in the past, over the jar so that the apple cider vinegar doesn't corrode the metal. So I'm kind of putting that lid on as snug as I can. Keep in mind when we put plastic on, it's not going to be as tightly fitted to the lid as like it would be without it. So I'm just going to keep a finger on the top as I mix it. And there's a bunch of honey in there, which is going to be great. That's the nice thing about the Oxymel, the Vitex. With the alcohol preparation, sometimes it's just like, it's kind of just, I experience it as like hitting me in the face, which sometimes is nice, and you kind of need that. But the Oxymel, I feel like, really brings out a mellowness and like the floralness to this medicine, and I really like this version of it. So kind of mixing, making sure that's on tight. I'm not going to ever store it like this. It's always going to be up and down. And then I'm going to make a label. Always make a label for whatever you made, because you want to know when you made it and what it is. So I have a piece of tape. I'm going to put it on the back side here. Right now it is September 29th. I'm going to put Vitex in ACV and honey. And it is the date, September 29th, 2022. And anything else that feels relevant to making this medicine. And I think Venus just went into Libra today, so we'll do Venus in Libra. Cool. So that's my label right now. And so that's it. I'm going to leave this for a month on my counter so I remember to shake it every couple of days or so. I'm going to keep an eye on it, make sure, you know, it has enough apple cider vinegar. If for whatever reason the berries like suck up more liquid than I imagined that they would, I might top it off a little bit with apple cider vinegar. But that's pretty much it. When it's done in a month or so, I will strain it and bottle it, and then I have a nice Vitex medicine that I could use to help bring like progesterone and estrogen into balance. It's particularly good for folks who are estrogen dominant, who have more estrogen than progesterone. We might see that in like really intense PMS or like different dysregulations of the menstrual cycle or hormonal cycle. Vitex is really good for people who are in their change of life or menopause, who are experiencing heat flashes. Especially nice when paired with motherwort as a way to alleviate some of the symptoms of menopause and heat flashes. And yeah, I'm just going to keep it around for whoever might need it, and for my community. So that's how to make some Vitex Oxymel, and thanks for following. Thanks to all the patrons that make this possible. Thanks to everyone who listens to the podcast. Thanks to all the students, and thanks for everyone who is curious about how to support our hormones and menstrual cycle regulations and getting in touch with those, because that can be a really important tool, knowing our cycles, knowing our bodies, knowing when we're fertile, when we're not fertile. All those are really important tools in this day and age. So I encourage you to check out my Patreon for more about that. And hope you all have a lovely day.